Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most admired and revered titles in the world of sports is heavyweight champion of the world. Once a person has that title, they have it for life. For the rest of their life, they're always referred to as the champ. Another great title in the world of sports is Olympic gold medal champion. Now in the heavyweight division, Olympic gold medal champions have faced each other. It's become a tradition of great fights. We all know that just about a year ago, one of the best heavyweight title fights in memory was when Vladimir Klitschko, former Olympic heavyweight champion, fought Anthony Joshua, Olympic heavyweight champion. And it was a great fight. But it's a tradition that goes back to about 60 years now. In 1952, a little middleweight by the name of Floyd Patterson captured Olympic gold and then became heavyweight champion. And in 1956, an American by the name of Pete Rademacher won the Olympic gold medal and boasted that he could win the heavyweight title in his very first pro fight. And they actually made that match. Rademacher got knocked out in the 6th round in 1957. But since then, Olympic gold medal champions have faced off against each other for the professional title. Those great fights with Muhammad Ali and Smoking Joe Frazier, Ali and George Foreman and Frazier, Olympic heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis. Never fought a fellow gold medal champion, but he had so many great title fights and actually defeated every man he ever faced in the ring, courtesy of a couple of rematches. So then we came up to Klitschko facing AJ. Now, again, in the very same stadium, Wembley Stadium, 90,000 fans, about 55 hours from now, will be treated to another Olympic gold medal champion versus Olympic gold medal champion for the greatest title in sports, the heavyweight championship of the world. Here to tell you more about it is the head man from Matchroom Boxing, Mr. Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Michael. That was unbelievable. To be honest, I think I'm just going to go home. Fantastic to have you here as always. And an absolute honour to be back at the National Stadium, Wembley Stadium, for another huge night of boxing live on Sky Sports box office in the UK and across America with our partners DAZN. 4 World Championship belts on the line, 80,000 people out there singing and dancing, trying to see if Anthony Joshua can continue to reign supreme as the #1 star in the sport. I know we're live on Sky Sports News now, so I'm going to go to Adam Smith for a couple of questions to the fighters.
It's wonderful history, wasn't it, from Michael Buffer? The World Heavyweight title, such an incredible prize, so many greats down the years. Anthony Joshua, current owner of those 4 belts in front of you, back at Wembley Stadium after that incredible fight with Vladimir Klitschko. That, surely the hardest test to date then. Is Alexander Povetkin the second hardest in your career so far?
Yeah, definitely. Klitschko, good challenger. We came, had a lot of respect for each other, got a good fight together, and we performed. And the sport of boxing won that night because we put on a good show. We've been away for a while, we're back now with Alexander Povetkin, and I'm expecting the same type of fight because skills apart, technique apart, I think we've both got a big heart and we can dig deep. So that always turns up for a good fight. We both showed that against Klitschko, we both dug deep, stayed in there. And we're going to do the same again Saturday night. Put our skills on the line, and I think the one who's toughest will come up victorious.
Both with heart, but as Michael was saying, Olympic gold medalists, both with the skills set. What dangers in that department does Alexander possess?
Like when I look at his weight, you know, he's one of the light heavyweights, but that ultimately means that he's got a lot of speed. He's a quick fighter, but that's good because I still train amongst the amateur guys, and I spar with them still, so I'm up against guys that are just as quick as him. And I sparred cruiserweights, I sparred Lance Coley, who's very fast and sharp. So his strengths, I've worked along people who have the same type of strengths as well. And it is difficult, but a good fighter will always find a way.
So rank number 3 is the Ring magazine, swirling around the name of Deontay Wilder, of course, and Tyson Fury. But how seriously have you taken this training camp and this preparation ahead of Saturday night?
You know, I'm not one to kind of talk about too much fights and so on and so forth, but there was a lot of talk around the heavyweight division, which springs up all sorts of names. But ultimately, as we know, Povetkin is one of my toughest challenges to date, so that's where my focus has been throughout the last how many months I've been training for the fight.
And you've announced a 2-fight deal at Wembley Stadium. What is it about this iconic venue under the arch that will make you perform again in front of the 85,000 who turn up on Saturday?
I just love to fight, you know. I love fight week. I'll finally kind of taper down a bit, get my strength back. Honestly, my body's been broken down and rebuilt up this camp like never before. There's loads of different stuff I work on, I think. My trainer teaches me a lot of stuff, of course, but you know, within yourself, you try and find out who you really are with different type of training strategies and so on and so forth. So coming back here is a blessing because it's time to just put on a performance. I told you before, I chapter 2 to a certain degree, but I just feel relaxed and calm. It's not new to me anymore. I feel like this is home and this is where I'm going to perform.
Final question for now, and this was being mentioned last night. Are you going to cut that hair before Saturday?
Where's Freddie? You can hopefully get me another sponsor. Put it on my sponsor list. Barbers around London or something.
Alexander, let's bring you in. You've had a huge camp out in Russia. Our cameras have been there. We know how much you want to become world heavyweight champion again. Are you in the best physical shape of your life?
Я считаю, что во-первых, здравствуйте все. В данный момент нахожусь, я считаю, что в отличной форме. Мы прошли хороший сбор, силы, выносливость. И я очень рад, что у нас состоится бой с лучшим боксером мира, с Энтони Джошуа. Это будет интересный и красивый бой, я уверен. И главное, самое честное.
Well, first of all, hello to everyone. I think I'm in a very good shape right now. We had a very good camp concentrating on strength and endurance. Anthony Joshua is one of the strongest in the division, and I'm very happy to be fighting him, and I think we're going to show the fans a very good fight on Saturday.
You say one of the strongest. What weaknesses have you seen in Anthony Joshua so far, and how do you exploit those on Saturday?
Знаете, можно говорить что угодно, и бой все покажет. Я не хочу что-то вперед говорить, что бой сильный. Я знаю, что это боксер очень сильный, очень ответственно всегда готовится к своим боям. Ну и я подошел, я считаю, что в отличной форме к этому бою. Так что день боя все покажет.
Well, I've been saying a lot, and there's nothing else to add to say that the fight will show everything that we've got. And Anthony is a very strong fighter, but I'm just as strong and I'm in good shape. And like I said, Saturday fight night will show everything.
I asked Anthony whether you were the second most dangerous fighter he's ever fought after Vladimir Klitschko. Do you believe you're the most dangerous at this stage for him?
Если честно, я об этом вообще не думал. Я могу сказать только одно, что когда я бился с Кличко, в то время я был порядком слабее, чем я сейчас.
To be honest with you, I did not think about that at all. But one thing I can say that when I fought Klitschko, I was much weaker and in much worse shape than I am now.
So finally, how much would it mean to you to take these world heavyweight title belts back to Russia on Sunday? And what do you think happens?
Мне бы очень хотелось увести эти пояса. Вы знаете, а что произойдет? Весь бой будет видно, я заранее никогда ничего не говорю.
I would really want to take these belts back home, but what about what's going to happen on Saturday night? Well, I never try to say anything ahead of time, so you will see everything on Saturday fight night.
Thanks very much, Alexander.
Thank you, guys. As you know, this fight broadcast live and exclusive on Sky Sports box office in the UK. We recently announced a huge deal across America with our new broadcast partners, DAZN. I'm going to pass to Joe Markowski now to say a few words on their behalf.
Thank you, Eddie, and thank you to our friends at Sky Sports and Wembley Stadium for hosting us here this afternoon. This is a pretty historic moment for the zone. AJ, by multiple measures, is the biggest star in the world of boxing, and his fight with Alexander on Saturday marks our first major broadcast in the US following our launch earlier this month. Here in the UK, boxing fans have a pretty good deal. Reasonably priced broadcast packages and reasonably priced tickets. Unfortunately, that's not been the case for some time in the United States. American fight fans are asked to pay colossal fees to watch their boxing, up to $200 a month for premium cable packages, and beyond that, at regular intervals, $75 to $100 for pay-per-view cards. Our approach to the zone is very, very different, and we're going to quickly become an absolute must-have in the US for fight fans. Our partnerships with Matchroom Boxing, Bellator MMA, the World Boxing Super Series, and Combate Americas will alone deliver more than 80 fight nights in our opening 12 months, and will deliver that for only $9.99 per month to those fans after a first month free trial. It's unquestionably good value. That value offering is starting immediately from this weekend. If you sign up for the zone today, you'll get 14 premium boxing and MMA fight nights in your free trial month, offering completely unmatched value for those US fight fans. I think it's fair to say that our entrance into the US market has caused quite a stir. Since our launch announcement with Eddie earlier in the year, we've seen other promoters and broadcasters make grand moves in the world of boxing, and it's been a lot of fun for us to watch how our entry is shaking up the community. The only benefit to that for fight fans is more content as everyone steps up their game. To that end, we've assembled what we believe to be a world-class broadcast production team, including Hall of Famer Sugar Ray Leonard, industry veteran Brian Kenny, Kay Adams, Chris Mannix and LZ Granderson, and of course the most iconic voice in the sport of boxing we heard from earlier, Michael Buffer, can now only be heard on Matchroom shows. As you can see, our entry into the US market, our first chapter, is primarily focused on fight sports, and we'll quickly spread our wings and add other sports to the platform, as we have done in all of our existing markets. At our core, DAZN is a fan-focused, multi-sport and global broadcaster, but I can't think of a better place, a better moment to mark the start of our American journey than here at the biggest event of the boxing year on the biggest stage. So we're very excited about introducing DAZN to all of you come Saturday afternoon. Thank you, Eddie.
Joe, you're so smooth. My bum went completely with that. You didn't even flinch once. That was incredible. Incredible. Thanks for coming, and thank you to DAZN. It really is a major move in the US market, an absolute must-have for fight fans. Launching this weekend with the first boxing event with Anthony Joshua. We're going to go to the teams now. Badly, we hope you don't win on Saturday night, but it has been good fun working with you, and thank you for your honesty. And we always know that when we do a deal with you, everything's fine and it's happening. And a massive night, of course, for World of Boxing, a massive night for you and Andre Rybinski as well, because we know of the close relationship you guys have with Alexander Povetkin. Tell us a little bit more about your man in this fight, and also what this would mean to you guys, and of course Russia, if Alexander could be victorious on Saturday.
Eddie, it's been a pleasure. Andre Rybinski, the man behind World of Boxing, sends his regards. He really enjoyed making this deal and is enjoying all the business we're doing together, as I am. And it's been so pleasant that we hope we can do the rematch, because it's always a pleasure. Maybe a third one, hopefully. You guys do a great job here, and it's a pleasure to be a part of this. It's a pleasure to have two more fighters on here. You guys are very professional, and thank you to Sky Sports. History in the making at the Wembley. I mean, it's really enjoying for us to be here. The zone and everybody who's involved. As I said in the first press conference, hundreds of amateur fights between these two guys. Over 50 professional fights. Over 40 knockouts they share. And I do believe that all the hype aside, this is the biggest fight in the super heavyweight division today. Alexander is a little bit older. Joshua is the younger, big dog with all the titles. But I do think that both of these guys know what they're in for. No matter how easy they seem to present themselves, they know what's going to happen Saturday night. And I think it's to the best of the sport that these fights happen more often. This is what the fans want to see. This might be the biggest fight in boxing. This is kind of like Golovkin and Canelo, and I hope it becomes that type of trilogy. I know you guys don't, but it would be pleasant to do that. I think it would be the biggest thing in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ed.
Thank you, Benny. And we hope for a great fight on Saturday. Rob, let's bring you in. I know when we talked about this fight, you knew all about Povetkin, you knew exactly what a tough task this was. No swerving, no dodging, defending his titles against his mandatory, and a tough fight ahead on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think obviously Alexander Povetkin's the mandatory challenger. Anthony's happy to fight him. He's a real champion. Without these type of fights, you know, boxing will suffer. I think Britain's on a boxing boom at the moment, and I think this fight Saturday night will certainly add to that. I think it's going to be a tremendous fight, and clearly both fighters are in great shape, and certainly Anthony is.
You've seen, obviously we've seen Anthony come out before with dominating, ruthless performances against Parker last time out. It was a textbook performance, a great boxing performance over 12 rounds. What are you expecting in this fight between these two?
It's a different fight. I think you've two fighters at a different level with respect to Parker and Takam. I think Povetkin comes from the top tier in boxing. But Anthony Joshua is the champion, and he's prepared long and hard and diligently for the challenge. And it's certainly going to be a fantastic fight. But you know, he's in good shape. He's focused. It's been a long, hard camp, but he's ready, and he's got a few more days rest now till the fight. But it's going to be great on Saturday night.
AJ, finally, we'll end up with you. Everybody talking about you, everybody talking about the future. How much pressure do you feel going into this fight with Alexander Povetkin? Obviously, people in boxing, people who know the sport, know what a challenge this is. You're always expected to win every time you fight. How much pressure do you feel going into this fight?
Loads of pressure, tons of pressure. That's the reality of it. I think what we're saying is, even though we present ourselves calm, cool and collected, underneath all that, we both know what we're in for. Not only this fight with Povetkin, every fight I've been in, and every future fight I'll be in, it all comes with the same pressure. So, just got to roll with the punches. And what more can I do? They said give my best, and that's what I want to do Saturday night. Go out there, be strong to the head, and whip him to the body. Be strong to the body, and whip him to the head. And find a way to win and grind it out. That's what I'm going to do.
And last one, I saw you and the boys walk around the stadium in today. I saw you smiling. I know last night you were a little bit tired, and now your energy's coming back to these days of rest. But we've got to sometimes remember what we do in here. You know, I mean, you never saw the leisure centres and you know how British boxing used to be.
I was going to see the leisure centre.
Well, you did box in your pool once.
That's why I turned pro, because I thought I'd go under the radar, have some low-key fights, build up my experience. But I joined the right team, right management with McCracken, and you put me in the right fights. And you know, without those type of fights, you don't find out who you are. And that's why I think, skills aside, experience aside, I fought with a lot of heart, and I know I've got a lot of fire in my belly. So that's just as important, I think, as well as skills. So over time I've built up my skills, but besides that, I know I've got a lot of fire in my stomach.
Over 300,000 tickets sold in your last 4 fights. This fight expected to break pay-per-view records in the UK. When you walk around the stadium today, we've had 2 great nights in Cardiff. They've been great, but you're back in London now.
Yeah.
This is your home. This is the scene of one of the greatest heavyweight fights in the history of the sport against Vladimir Klitschko. You're going to go out there and dominate at Wembley on Saturday night.
We're going to have fun, you know. You said 300,000 tickets sold. It's going to be big pay-per-view buys, and I just can't wait to see you and Frank on a boat somewhere living your best life after this fight.
One thing I guarantee is your boat will be much bigger. Thanks all. We're gonna, of course, the guys are going to be available for interviews as well, and we're going to have a head-to-head right now between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin. It's all on the line. Saturday night, live on Sky Sports Box Office and The Zone. Come and miss it. Thank you.
Just stay seated for now. We're going to take you out shortly, okay? So stay where they are. Bring you out. Okay? Take you out.